Hi guys, it's Jess here with our third Make It Monday video. This week is going to be especially fun on my blog because I will be highlighting a stamp from the Happy Birthday Cupcake set from Hero Arts and showcasing 4 different ways to use it. So every day except for Wednesday, there will be a card on the blog featuring the cupcake stamp from that set. And I've come up with a lot of fun things to do with it, so I hope that you are able to pop in throughout the week and kind of see what's going on and make some creations of your own. For today's Make It Monday video, we are doing some paper piecing with the cupcake, which is one of my favorite techniques to do with any stamp. And I'm stamping both of the cupcakes from the set because I wasn't sure which one I was going to use until I got to see them kind of all on paper. But I stamped them on a bunch of different papers from it's an older basic gray collection, Euphoria. It is from 2008, I think. It's pretty old, but I really like the papers. They're kind of girly and fun and seemed like they would be perfect for a cupcake. So what you do when you paper piece is you cut out each individual piece of the stamp. So you have to stamp it usually several times on all the different sheets that you want and then cut out each piece of it. And you'll kind of see as we go along when I sort of put the whole thing together, but this can be a time-consuming project. Right now I am inking the edges of a card front with antique linen. That is just a piece of paper that is 4 by 5.25 inches, so that creates a 1/4 of an inch border around the whole thing. And now I'm inking the actual card base with antique linen as well. And there you go. Now what I'm going to do is take another stamp from that same set, the Happy Birthday Cupcake set, and I just want to use the birthday to you, not the happy. So what I'm doing here is just carefully using my ink pad to ink up the birthday to you and not the other portions of the stamp. And then you see here I'm licking the paper towel and wiping it off. I have baby wipes right on my desk, so I'm not sure why I didn't just reach for that. But you can see me lick off the paper towel to try to clean off the stamp. So that's what I chose to do. If you had a Faber-Castell Big Brush marker, you could use that as well and just mark the birthday for you, or birthday to you. That would be easier. If you had a Memento marker, you could do that. Or you could do, I wanted to show you another option here, is sort of make a reverse mask of the stamp. So I take a Post-it and I just stamp the image onto there, and then I'm cutting out the birthday to you portion with an X-Acto knife. And then what I'm going to do is stamp over that, but it'll just conceal the rest of the stamp. So there's, obviously numerous options of things you could do here. I also wanted to show you quickly how to use the Stamp-A-Majig tool. I used that to create another card later on this week, and I just wanted you guys to kind of be familiar with it. It is a great tool. I don't really use it super often, but when I do need to have that perfect placement, I'm so happy it's there. With the Stamp-A-Majig, you just take that acetate sheet, stamp your image on it, make sure everything's all lined up in the corner there, pull the sheet away, perfect placement every time. Now we are going to take some letters from that Euphoria collection pack. They're just sort of like sticky. They're not thickers, they're more like cardstock letters. And I'm going to spell out happy up there using those letters. Just to kind of tie in the cupcake. I'm kind of doing this new thing now where I really want to use what I have in my stash. And this is in my stash. So I gotta try to figure out something to do with it, and I thought this would be a good use for it. Now I'm going to ink up the stamp one last time and stamp it right in the middle of the bottom portion of the card there, and then I get to begin my paper piecing, not piercing. I am using my Zig 2-way glue pen for the glue down there. You could also use Tombow Mono multi-glue probably, but this is just what I had right next to me, and I really love that pen. When you're doing little tiny pieces on the card, I don't know what else I would really be able to use except for that pen. So it works really well. One thing you want to be careful with is, you want to go to the edges and you want to make sure that it looks like it's all stuck down, but you don't want that glue to squish out either. So you have to watch for that when you're doing the paper piercing. Piecing, especially with those little pieces. Lots of P words today. Now I'm just doing those little tiny purple circles at the bottom and sticking each one on there. And you can see kind of how I'm using my finger. I just put a little bit of ATG adhesive on my finger right off the gun, and then I stick my finger onto it, just to kind of give it something to hold on to. I know they make, I'm not sure what they're called, but they make little tools that help you pick up those tiny pieces. Obviously I don't have one of those, but to be honest, my finger does the trick, so it's not too tricky. And then I'm doing all the little hearts in green. So I tried to keep, tried to do more solid colors at the top since I did have that pattern at the bottom. I didn't want it to get so like you couldn't even recognize it as a cupcake, because that can happen with paper piecing too, where you get too many patterns going at one time and things start to look a little crazy. And I'm more of a, well, most of the time I'm more of a clean and simple kind of a look. And I'm just going to finish. I think that's the last one. Now, before I put that on there, I felt like the cupcake looked like it was floating in space, so I wanted to have a little shadowing underneath it, and I'm just using my foam applicator to do that. And you can see just so it looks so much more grounded, just adding that little bit of ink at the bottom of it there. Now I am using some dimensional adhesive to attach the card front to the card base. I know they're both white, but I think it just adds a little bit more interest to the whole card. Make sure it's centered there, and that's all. Pretty easy this Monday. As I said before, I hope you guys check out this cupcake stamp all week, and thanks so much for watching.